Susan was literally the devil walking the earth. Welcome back to my channel, All Things Mesia. My name is Tamisha. Okay, guys, so welcome back to my channel. This is another Talks with Mesia. This is episode 33. Episode 33, and I want to come and talk about, and I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen it, but I want to come and talk about The Perfect Neighbor. If you haven't seen it, don't watch this video, but if you have, stick around, listen to it, and I want to talk about it because I want to see if people see what I saw or have the same stance as me, because it came out October 17th, and I have been seeing a lot of talks on the internet about it, and some of these people are crazy. So, first thing first, it's called The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix. It came out October 17th, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I'm pretty sure you probably heard the story, because what happened was my mom was telling me about this documentary thing that she saw on Netflix, and she was asking me, have I seen it? And I was like, no. And she was like, The Perfect Neighbor. I didn't see no ring about it on the internet, so I didn't know what she was talking about, nor did I see it. And she was trying to tell me, and I still didn't really know what she was talking about. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And shortly after that, I started seeing it all on the internet. And then the story that happened in 2023, with the lady face and all that kind of stuff, I was like, oh, I remember this story. So then that Monday, I watched it, and like I tell anybody that watched it and we discussed it or whatever, like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. And let me tell you why. You see movies, you see shows, you see depiction of things, or you see based on a true story, right? And that's just people acting and showing the stuff. But with this, we saw it in real time. That documentary was an hour and, I want to think, an hour and 38 minutes, over an hour and a half of body cam footage. That's what that whole documentary was about, was body cam footage. So we saw it in real time. And a lot of people, when you watching that, and that's even with people vlogging on the internet, like showing portions of their life. Stop judging off of that little small portion that you see, because some things happen behind the scene that you haven't seen, you don't know about, you haven't heard about. Because it's some things where I'm seeing they started to put the two girls against each other, saying how this one did this and this one did that, or like basically like this one better than the other one. No, those were all great neighbors. All of them. They were a family. If y'all watch it, this community, these people were a family. These people, like, if one is not outside, someone else is out there watching the kids. The kids are never unattended. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is always keeping an eye. And it's not like I'm keeping an eye on my own kids. I'm keeping an eye on the community's children, because they were a family. That was the thing that was so heartbreaking. It was like a lot of people hurt that night that she did that. A lot of people, not just her kids and her family, but that whole community, because those people were a family. And if you watch it, you saw her like twice in it. And when I think about it, going to the night it happened, like, as a parent, I wouldn't say I possibly wouldn't have gone over there. Because, sometimes you're thinking like, oh, maybe if she called the police. But I get the back and forth they had. But me as a parent, I wouldn't have thought that. Like looking at the documentary and stuff, and you looking, at it and seeing the thing play out and the outcome and all that stuff, you could be like, well, it was she called the police, right? But in that moment, I don't think I would have called the police. I would have went over there to talk to my neighbor, not knowing that my neighbor was basically baiting me. My neighbor was setting me up. That's what it was. She set her up. And this lady been calling the police, well, from the body cam footage that when we saw, 2022. In 2023, when the incident happened, that lady called the police in April, May. She went down to, no, I think it was March. April, she went down to the station in May, and in June, she did what she did. And what she don't understand is she thought she was going to get away with it. She thought she was going to get away with it, and when she did it, Yes, I saw, the coverage of I think it was her family saying like, if it was us, we would have been in jail. And that's true.
Shoot someone behind a locked door.
We need an arrest. There's evidence that's being gathered. There are things that are being looked at. There are warrants that are being executed.
She's supposed to be in jail.
So it's important to wait for the evidence to come back.
We understand that process, sir, but why isn't she in jail? Why this process? Because if it was us, y'all would be in jail. Why y'all doing this process?
We know that, right? A lot of things that happen, we know, but it's nothing we can do about it. And that's the sad part. Like, we know if the roles were reversed, how bad it would have been, probably how long the sentence would have been. Like, all these, probably would have tried to throw the book at it, all these things, right? But for me in that moment, I got joy out of, Susan thought she was going to get away with it. She walked out that police station June 3rd of 2023. She thought she got away with it. She thought in her head, like, yes, my story worked. My story stick. What I was trying to do worked. All that stuff. But baby, let me tell you, 3 days later, June 6th, she came in there. And Susan thought she was coming in for question. I could have tell by her body language when she came in there. Like, she just thought it would be a regular old day. And I'm going home, right? When they told her she was charged with manslaughter, I saw her whole body change. Her whole disposition change in that moment. Like, she was real nasty. You could see it. She was real nasty. Like, she was kind of like, okay, But and she thought she was going to get away with it. Still, yeah, you can be arrested, but you still got to get convicted. And Susan thought she was going to get away with it. Baby, no.
They are on the same terms as far as charging you with manslaughter, okay?
Okay. I don't know what to say. I was in church for my life. I mean, honest to God, I just feared that she was going to come through that.
And Susan looks changed within a year. Susan aged like a damn banana.
Did you ever see?
Because see, that's what happens when you're evil. Susan was literally the devil walking the earth. Like, that was a clear depiction of somebody evil. That lady was evil because you could have moved several times. You kept calling the police on children. Children. And people was like, oh, they antagonized her. Huh?
I called because the lady across the street on the phone hit me with it. Somebody sees out here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go over there anymore. It doesn't matter if it's not her. She rents there, just like you right here. If you wanted somebody to trespass from right here, you called us and you saw them on the property, they'd be trespassed. The next time we came out, they'd go to jail. Okay? That's the way that works.
All right.
You were in a rental. You could have moved. Point blank period. You could have moved. The people of the property said those kids could have been there. Get with it or get lost. It was almost like you was waiting for something. You wanted something because it was showing footage of you having your camera in your window, videotaping them. Mind your business. Work, eat, sleep, something. Mind your business. You let children got you bothered this bad. Some adults, I feel, forget that they were once children. Some adults, I feel, forget that they walked that same path to get to where they are as the kids now growing up. Like, kids don't bother me that much where I'm calling the police on them because they making too much noise. Now, if you doing something bad, yeah, do try to save the youth or something like that. But that wasn't the case. Susan, you were being a pain in the rear. Like, every other day, they out there playing. They on my yard. And then the video she would take, if you looked at it, those kids wasn't even nowhere near that trespassing sign.
My little brother, he came and got me,
And yes, we only see a little footage, but everybody in the neighborhood said the same thing. So everybody can't be wrong. Everybody cannot be wrong. Like, it's some people who have no connection with each other. It's saying the same thing. Everything was pointing the finger at her being the worst neighbor ever. And then I saw what some people was like, they didn't know where they got the perfect neighbor from because she was a horrible neighbor. That also tells me that when you watch something, you're not paying attention. You're just watching to respond. You're just watching to react, because if you watched it, I think that was the first encounter. That's what she said to the police officer. She was telling him, she's like, I'm just like the perfect neighbor. And
Anything I can do with these people, because they're getting ridiculous. I mean, I don't bug anybody. I'm a single woman. I work from home. You know, I'm peaceful, quiet. I'm like a perfect neighbor.
when I heard that, when I first watched it, I said, oh, that's where the title came from. Somebody I saw in some comment was like, oh, they thought they were being sarcastic. You think they're being sarcastic about someone losing their life, ma'am? Like, sometimes I'm like, the internet is sometimes be too much for me, because, you know, we were in school, we were all separate. You know, this had this class, had that class, you know, everybody was separate. But now we're in a pool together, and we're in the pool with the slow people. You know what I'm saying? The people who are not right upstairs, the people that do not comprehend fully, you know. So we run into that. So when you see things, it's like, oh, they're slow, bless their heart, and keep it moving. But yeah, when someone said it, I was like, really? You thought they were being sarcastic with that title? Are you kidding me? But yeah, so, and that's where they got the title from. She clearly said it in one of the, I think it was, like I said, I think it was the very first one. And she was like, I'm just like the perfect neighbor. And then when the part that broke my heart, y'all, and I'm pretty sure if you watched it, it's probably been the same scene for you as well. Because if you heard about the incident in 2023, like when I watched it, I knew what was going to happen. I just didn't know how it played out, you know. So I knew someone was going to lose their life in the end. I knew who was going to lose their life. But to see it, because some people watched it and didn't even know the story. Cause like my mom, she didn't even know about the story. So she watching it like, she got shot, she got this, you know, like she died, you know, she didn't know any of this stuff, you know. I knew what was going to happen, but it's just me watching it in real time, playing out and seeing how horrible it was. But when the officer asked her, I think it was her oldest son, he was like, are you okay? You okay? He was like, yes, I'm okay, but my heart is broken. Listen, when he said that, like, you ever like can feel, and even now, like saying it now, like I'm getting a feeling, but seeing it, I mean, you know how like your heart can do something on its own. Like my heart literally sunk. Like I cried out when that kid said that, like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? And then at that moment, I don't think he didn't know his mom passed. So me hearing him saying that, me knowing what the end result is, it was heartbreaking. You know, it really did do something. And like I said, watching that was the worst thing ever, because we saw it in real time. It was no one actually playing her role, playing Susan's role, like playing the kids' role. These were these people in the purest form ever of this situation playing out, watching it from body cam. Like it, oh.
Are you hurt? No. Well, my heart is broken. I know.
It's so many things Susan could have done to avoid this. And I'm pretty sure she's sitting in jail. She think about it 10 times over. Like, I thought she was going to kill me. No, you knew she wasn't. You did something and you knew those kids were going to get their mother. Because even when you first got interviewed, you said that. You was like, I told them, go get your mother.
Trespassing, come on out of here. And then they were like, I'm going to tell my mom. You know, I'm like, go tell your mom. I don't care, you know. And
Have you had problems with him before?
oh my God.
So when she interviewed the second time and they brought that up, Susan was like, I didn't say that. Yes, you did.
Something, no.
This is not a situation where you set something up to because you were tired of this person, you were tired of the situation that they put you in.
No.
We kind of went through your first interview, and in that first interview, you had even said to the kids, you know what, go get your mom.
No, I didn't.
You said something along the lines of when they said, I'm gonna go get my mom, you said, go get her.
Go get her. Which is fine. I want to talk to an adult too. I don't want to talk to a kid. It's...
Lie.
So when someone calls 911,
And another thing, those officers, they did their job, but I felt like they didn't do enough. I felt like Susan should have been cited. Susan called these people too many times not to have been cited. Because we already know, if the roles were reversed, that wasn't going to go down like that. You know, but Susan should have got cited several times over. when they went to arrest her and she telling them no, to me, she told them too many no's. They should have roughed her up and snatched her out that chair and put handcuffs on her. They were so catering to her, like, oh, well, you had no choice. You got to think. Yes, you do have a choice, because obviously y'all sitting there catering to her. Grab her up, lock her, put the cuffs on her, and take her wherever y'all need to take her. That lady told them people no too many times.
All right, we're gonna have you go with this deputy here.
No,
I'm sorry?
No.
No what?
I can't.
What's wrong? What's going on?
I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, we're to that point where that's what's gonna happen. Obviously, this isn't a conviction. This is you being charged, and then you're gonna have your day in court to present your side of the story. Okay, so you're gonna go with this deputy.
No, no.
You're gonna be booked in
No, no.
and fingerprinted. They're gonna take your pictures, and then you'll have an arraignment in the morning.
I'm not going. I'm sorry.
There's a phone down there. You'll be able to call whoever you need to call, and right there at booking.
I'm not going.
But Susan, we are going. There's no change in that now. You're under arrest. In fact, we probably go ahead and put handcuffs on her. Let's get her. Let's get you handcuffed.
Stand up.
Don't touch me.
Susan,
Stand up, Susan.
don't
No.
listen.
Sorry, I can't.
It can go one of two ways. It can go an easy way or it can go a really hard way.
I'm sorry.
We don't want it to go the hard way.
I'm so sorry.
Susan, put yourself in our position. There's no choice in this. You're going over there.
I'm sorry. I can't do this.
Susan, you understand that from the point of the story that you've given us, that by refusing and resisting, that it's making you look bad, okay? And I understand your reluctance to want to go.
I just can't do
Okay,
this.
well, they have medical staff over there
As soon
that
as
can
you get over
assist
there, there's
you.
a nurse right in the front.
They can, you give them the prescription medications that you're taking, all of that. They will assist you in making sure that you get the care you need.
No,
But
I can't
we're
do
going
this.
over there, okay? You're gonna go
can't.
over there and,
I just can't do this.
okay, well,
Come on, Susan, stand up.
if
No,
we don't have
no,
time to
seriously,
debate.
I can't do this.
okay, but you understand that you're under arrest and you're
I
gonna be taken
understand
to the
that,
jail
but
one
that's
way or another, okay?
I don't care.
Susan?
I just can't do this. I'm sorry.
What you're saying and doing right now is not reasonable.
I know it's not.
There's been
reasonable, but
people.
I just can't do this.
So when you say it's not reasonable, that doesn't make sense to me.
I understand. I just can't do this. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then this is why we're in this position here, Susan, is because the decisions you make are not reasonable. You make just like what we're experiencing right now.
I'm sorry. I just can't do this. I can't do this.
I've had people sit in this chair that have done things, and they get up, they walk out on their own accord. They've done some really bad things. Okay, you're not the only person, but I need you
I
to.
just feel horrible. I can't do this.
Okay, well, we're gonna go to the jail. There's no changing this. There's no stopping it.
I don't care. Kill me.
We're not gonna kill anybody. We're going to take you to the jail. We'd rather you walk on your own. We'd rather you just walk down there. It'd be so much better for everybody if we could just walk down
Can you
there.
just stand up for me?
No.
So what do you plan on sitting here the rest of the night?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna die of a heart attack.
Well, like I said, they have medical staff over there. We want to be able to get you over there.
The quicker we get you over there, the quicker someone over there that's in medical can see you.
No, I just can't.
Susan, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna put you in handcuffs, and if we have to forcefully bring you out there, that's what we have to do, because we're obligated
Really don't want
to
to.
take you to the jail now, okay?
Thank you for standing up.
Sorry. I just.
I understand that.
So, put your hands behind your back for me.
Thank you, Susan.
I didn't do this on purpose. This wasn't a purposeful act.
Shut up.
I didn't do anything like that. This is ridiculous.
We're gonna go out this way.
And also, the apology note. When at first I was like, oh, she's not going to write anything. But when she grabbed the pad and I saw how short it was, I knew she was on some BS. And when that man read that note out loud.
I am so sorry for your loss. I never meant to kill your mother. I was terrified your mom was going to kill me. I shot out of fear.
Lies. She deserves to be exactly where she is right now. Exactly. You know, but let me know, have y'all seen it? Because like I said, yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. And then I watched it again because I let my daughter watch it. Because at first I wasn't. But then I was talking to a friend of mine and she let her kids watch and they're way younger than my daughter. And what she said, it made sense. She was like, you know, coming up in this world, like these kids need to see every lens of situations in this world so you will not fall victim or be naive to the situations that happen in this world, because sometimes you can't think everybody nice because they're not. So letting my child watch The Perfect Neighbor was giving her a clear picture of how some people are in this world, how some people move, how some people operate, how some people's thought process is. Because like I said, Susan baited AJ. She baited her to come over there. She knew she was coming because you already had called the police. And when that man broke down the call log, he said from the time you got off that last call, because you was on that call, I think he said about 5 minutes. By the time you end that last call, from the time you call about the incident, 2 minutes.
That call goes to our communication center. It logs it, gives us a timestamp, hour, minute, second, from the very first time that call was received to the time that it's disconnected, okay? And that's for every single time someone calls. So the first time when you call 911 talking about the boys out there trespassing and things of that. So that call started at 8:54 p.m. Does that sound about right?
Yes. I really wasn't looking at the phone right here. I just remember calling.
That's what time it says on our call center. And that call lasted for 5 minutes and it disconnected. At 8:59, deputies are on the way. Okay. Now you estimated that it was approximately 10 minutes after you disconnected until the AJ started pounding on your door. Is that correct? Is that what? Okay. So the second 911 call where you called, lady was banging on my door, I shot her through the door. That call came into our call center. It was received at 9:01, which is 2 minutes after you hung up with the communication center the first time. So that's 2 minutes that all these things that you say occurred happened at your front door. From pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding, I'm going to kill you, all these things. Within 2 minutes, she showed up at your front door and did all these things to the time that you pulled the trigger, went and found your phone, and then called 911. So, and that's why I'm trying to get.
To me, it seemed like that amount of time. That's right. What it was that amount of time.
Lie. 2 minutes. So you knew the police was coming. So you could have waited. You could have let her knock on your door all day. Even if you had to call the police again and say, she's knocking on my door, da, 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 da. You didn't call frantic about this lady knocking on the door. You called after you done what you did. Talking about you thought she was about to come in. Your walls were shaking and all this was shaking. Susan, please. Please with that. Miss me with that. You were trying to get your stand your ground excuse down to the T, but you don't understand that you were talking too much. You said some things in there, the way your story was almost like the judge said, you didn't operate in fear, you operated in anger. That wasn't fear. You had a long history with this woman, with these kids. You had a long history with them. So it wasn't like she just came to your door and saying all these things to you. That was built up. You were tired, but you thought you were going to get away with it using the stand your ground because you don't know. See, that's one thing what y'all don't know. You make sure that history, y'all not researching some things that happen after, because those people check your phones, they check your computer, they check everything, and even the things that you think are gone. Because I saw it was some incident happen. Oh, I saw a story where this guy basically set up a robbery to kill the mother of his child, his girlfriend at the time. He had it set up like a robbery. They came in there and they killed her. And they had a whole WhatsApp conversation going on. And the police found it. They deleted it, but they found it. So don't ever think you're going to get away with something. Please. Criminal? Please. They're going to... And they be... Because with that guy, they got him 2 years later. Because one of the boys, I guess he felt bad and he confessed. And he told the cops everything. 2 years later. But Susan didn't know they were going to go check that computer, check that phone, and check that history and all that stuff. And that's when they saw her looking up Stand Your Ground. But she was like, oh, I was looking at some other incident she saw. She was looking up, da-da-da-da. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, comment down below and let me know if you've seen that documentary. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Because it is very eye-opening and let you know the type of people that walk this earth. Because never in a million years did I think going to knock on your neighbor's door to confront them about something with your child will cause you to lose your life. Because even when it happened in 2023, I was like, dang, she just went to knock on the door to accident and she did that. But then when you see it play out in real time, it's even crazier. But yeah, comment down below and let me know if you've seen it. But if you do watch it, make sure you have your tissue because the tears will flow. The tears will flow, I promise you. Comment down below your thoughts. Comment down below if you agree or disagree with what I said about the whole, my take on it, my view on it, how I looked at it from my eyes. But yeah, I just want to come and talk about that fully because watching that documentary, like it really bothered me because it's just like, you know, you can say, you know, it's some people that are evil, some people that are the devil, but to see it with your own eyes, yeah, it's something, you know. But comment down below your thoughts. Let me know if you watched it. Let me know if you feel how I feel. And to my next one, you guys have a good one. I just wanted to come and talk about that because it was bothering me. Until my next one, you guys be good. Bye, guys.